Hey everyone, Eric here. In this video, we're checking out the Migfet 50P from Acorn amps. The Acorn amps Migfet 50 is a recreation in a pedal form of the Sobtech Mig 50 amp. So it takes that preamp circuit and it puts it inside of a pedal. Obviously, if you're familiar with the amp, you'll know that the visual motif of the Migfet 50 really matches the visual motif of the amp. And it's a really straightforward and great sounding way to get that Mig 50 sound inside of a pedal. Now, before we get into the Migfet 50, let's go ahead and go over the signal chain. We've got my Epiphone ES335 right here. We're running into the White Oak from Lantern Manufacturing. This is a fuzz. We're gonna use it here and there for some, fuzz sounds, but whenever I kick it on, you'll know. Then it goes into the Migfet 50, and then from the Migfet 50, we're going out to the Boss Katana, as always set pretty clean. So now let's go ahead and jump into the pedal. As we mentioned before, this is a recreation of that Mig 50 from Sobtech. So all of the controls that are on the amp are going to be on this pedal. Now our master control is going to be the overall output of the volume. So if we turn it down, we're not going to get anything. And as we turn it up, we get louder and louder. And from here, you can hear that we have a lot of gain going on in the pedal right now. And that's where this volume control comes in. Now, the volume control acts as our pre-gain control or our gain control, because if we turn it down, we're gonna get cleaner sounds. And we can compensate for the cleaner sounds by turning the master volume control up, or if we want a more gainy sound, we can turn the volume control up and then turn the master control down, which means as we turn the volume control up, we get more and more gain. Now, one thing that Acorn amps really wanted to focus on and really executed very well, in my opinion, is the feel of compression inside the pedal when you get up into those higher gain registers. Because if you're playing an actual tube amp in a room at those crazy high volumes, you can feel it react under your hands, or you can feel it react through the speakers when you dig into a note, kind of compresses a little bit, and then as the attack dies out and the resonance comes in, the amp kind of fades back in. I'm probably not making sense right now, but all that to say, it feels really good to play. It feels like an actual amp responding. And then moving on, we have the EQ control. We have a 3-band EQ control. And in opposition to something like a super lead, where if you get the super lead cranked and you start messing with the EQ knobs, you'll find out that it doesn't do a whole bunch. It does change the sound slightly, but it's not drastic. But the EQ section in the Migfet 50 is very powerful because it has a really wide range of EQ shaping in each of these controls. So we have the treble, middle, and bass. Treble gives us control over the higher frequencies. We can turn it down to get a darker sound, or we can turn it up to get a brighter sound. Moving on, we have the middle control. Now this controls our mid-range. Again, if we want a more mid-scoop sound, we can turn it down. If we want a mid-forward sound, we can turn it up. And finally, we've come to the bass control. Now this controls our low frequencies, and something that probably helped the Savtech MiG50 become so popular in the stoner and doom genre is just how much low end this circuit has in it. So if we turn the bass all the way down, we get a thinner sound, in quotation marks, a relative thinner sound, and then as we turn it up, we get more and more low end. Now we're going to see how the Migfet 50 interacts with other pedals boosting into the front of it. Now to do this, we have the Migfet 50 set at a pretty clean setting. And in front of the Migfet 50, we have the white oak from Lantern Manufacturing, which is a dual fuzz. It blends between two fuzzes. All that to say, it's very fuzzy. So we're going to turn that on. Let's see where we want the mids to sit. Now let's go ahead and hear the treble control. Now let's go ahead and set the bass control. So now one quick kind of secret setting that I found that makes your guitar kind of sound like a synthesizer is to turn all the controls except for the master up to 100% on the Migfet 50. Master control can be wherever. Use something like an overdrive or a fuzz or a boost to max out the volume control going into the Migfet 50. And this compresses the input beyond recognition, essentially. This is the guitar. I've got the neck pickup tone rolled off, and this is the clean sound without any pedals on. Here's the preamp, the Migfet 50. And then here is the white oak into the Migfet 50. Now we've got my Squier Classic Vibe Precision Bass. We've plugged into the same chain of effects. Here is a signal with no pedals on. And then now we've set everything on the Migfet 50 to 50%. Migfet 50p per percent. Dear God. So we've set all the controls at 50% on the Migfet 50. Let's go ahead and hear how it sounds. We're gonna make a cleaner sound by turning the volume down, turning the master up a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn the volume control up to hear how it sounds when we introduce a bit more gain. I'm kind of getting a little bit too much compression on the very low end frequencies, so I want to turn the bass control down. Okay, so I really like the lower gain sound, so I'm going to turn the volume back down to about 25%. Turn the master control up. I hope you dug this look at the Migfet 50p from Acorn amps. If you want to learn more about the pedal or purchase it, I'm going to leave a link to their website in the description below. While you're down there, if you're looking for any sort of other musical equipment, pedals, guitars, basses, drums, whatever, I have affiliate links down in the description that take you to Sweetwater, Reverb, and Amazon. If you use those links, it saves you time by taking you directly to the site or a product, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, and anything you buy through those links helps support the channel because I get a small commission. Again, it doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to help support the channel if you want to do so. I want to send a huge thank you to my Patreon fam. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you're staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're taking care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.